Well, let us see what has the entire Blender community has come up with, along with all the analytical people as well as artistic people, the left brain people and the right brain people and all the in between people. So let's check it out. So we will start this session with a huge round of applause for Jeroen Becker, because he is helping us create this Welcome, which is going to even make the viewport very faster for the viewer. So thank you very much, Mr. Becker. Just look at the concern of Harley action. Just see, this was before where the dotted line was within the triangle, and now they are outside the triangle. It feels like it's a normal thing. Why should we make a hubbub of this small thing? But there are a lot of problems which get overshadowed by other things, but there are people who are looking at all these things, which is thanks to Blender Development Fund, BDF. Man, the next thing was refactoring the NLA menu, because the older thing had one menu, edit, and it had a lot of options. So they have divided it into a track menu as well as a strip menu. And also the add menu had add action strip, add transition, add sound clip. So instead of repeating the word, they have made it a very streamlined way of keeping the word. The next was compositor. Make split viewer a regular split node. Habib Ghahbiche. I hope I am pronunciating the. By the way, it's difficult for me to speak in English, but I will try my level best to bring you these updates. So in the compositor, we can split the viewer. So we can see one image and see the another image, and using this slider, we can just use the split view, which is very useful for compositor. From compositors know how important that thing is. Like, we need to thank Habib for doing this thing. And also we need to, if not, we need to thank Nate Rupsis for making whatever he can to make it better and better. And the next was cycle added quality parameter for open image denoise. And thank you, Werner Stefan. Thank you very much, because open image denoise helps us remove the noise very efficiently. And Clement Foucault, Mr. Foucault, the god of EEVEE. In the next option, we are going to get displacement right inside EEVEE. And for those who don't know, if we don't use displacement and only use bump, the edges will be sharp. But if we use bump, the edges will be exactly like the bump, giving it undulations. So he deserves a huge and longer round of applause for this awesome work he has been doing, sleeping down peacefully in his DP. Mr. Jason Felder from Apple has ensured that Metal will be supporting Blender in a very better way. Yeah. We should be thanking Jason Felder, because he is from Apple and making sure that Metal works better with Blender each and every time. Icons for area, join and swap. This was also a very nice thing by Harley Action. What he has done is, actually I don't have anything new to show you here, because they are having new icons over here for these options, which could give clear idea to the newcomers what it actually does. So thank you, Harley, thank you very much. And once again, thanks to Harley, Blender is going to support loads of different fonts, not just English, not just Latin font, other types of font. Thank you very much. So thanks to BDF, man, it's Blender Development Fund. Because of this, the developers at Blender and all the different communities are coming together to make this software even better and better for the price of air, which is free. And this was the analytical side of the brain people who are creating and developing this software. Now we are going to see the artistic side of Blender. Along with that, I'm going to give a shout out for blenderjob.com, which is going to be the hub for all the digital content creators using softwares from the open source ecosystem. So let's check it out, the artistic side of Blender. So Kay Hillman has done this awesome artwork using grease pencil within the viewport of Blender. Look at the small touch and small things that he looks out for. Just give it a time. Ping, and a small line. It may not feel like a big thing, but it just adds up to the bigger picture. As they say, it lies all in the details. B. Wobbler created this luminescent time glaze halo. Beautiful concept of the time passing out, thinking of, are we doing the right thing by investing our time into these matters? Yeah, this is a procedural terrazzo material by Sanctus. Using a Sanctus library, we can create these types of tiles, which are very nice to look at. Yeah, it's very great. It's very great. You deserve a huge round of applause, Mr. Then the next thing is by K. Hellman. Once again, he used geometry nodes along with grease pencil, mixing both of the different worlds together to create this, like, surreal is the right word to explain this thing. Since you can create an object and then draw over it. Isn't it great? Yeah, it's awesome. You have opened up the doors to beautiful hell. Beautiful. This was the next by Cat. He created a beautiful evil neuro plush. Look at what this doll can do. And sound design was also really nice. And if you have these beautiful voice giving kids, I think you should be changing your location of the house. Expanded a bit on this one to create fake volumetric lights. How many times I myself required lots of volumetric lights to give a very cinematic approach to the shot. So he created a geometric node out of it. Isn't it great? It is awesome. It is very awesome. Achibi CKA. Look at how cute this design is. Really nice, really nice, really nice design. And for animation, we go for animation. Yeah. This is also one thing. He saw Arendelle. Arendelle is like angel for geometry nodes, and he creates these awesome tutorials where you can understand how these nodes actually work. I should be slapping myself because I'm not learning this thing. Martin and Jesse, being a good person, he learned it and created this artwork. And this right away deserves that because you may not feel it is that great, but look at the possibilities, especially in the motion graphics world. Yeah. Thanks for opening our eyes, Mr. Blender SA. And then this was by Rahul Patil. For those who were following these videos, they must have come across this city generator. Now he added flyover for this. I don't know how these people are doing this. I should be slapping myself for not learning geometry words. He created flyover with his already awesome city generator. From time to time we need city generators. Yeah, Martin and Jesse, just now which I showed you, he created this out of that. Wow! I am just thinking like what will happen if Christopher Nolan understands Blender. Really, really nice and beautifully executed. Yeah, this was by Danish Mir, and it right away deserves our claps because it showed how easy it is to create animation by creating different layers using 3D lights and then using depth map, using compositing tricks and techniques along the way, creating this beautiful artwork. Think of what it could help. He opened up the eyes for comics design. Think of what Stanley would have done with this software. Then procedural dot pattern, this pattern, look at this pattern, and this right away deserves my round of applause by, I'm sorry, Futuni Comms Open. Look at the range of things he got out of this thing. Really, really, really nice. Now these people are up to something very hideous. Look like they are tracking for environment replacement in Blender 3D, which was posted by Riley Brown. They are getting the motion capture camera, and I don't know what we will get out of this thing. So all of this must be thanks to Blender Development Fund, BDF. Man, BDF. And also the upcoming blenderjob.com website, which is going to be the hub for all the developers, digital content creators. Salman, once again flexing up his anime styling. Right away deserves our clap. It will be like if he is explaining to someone else, like, yeah, I did this. Oh, you are drawn it. No, I actually made it in 3D. What? And someone will be, why did you even make it in 3D? You could have easily drawn. What if the director asked for another angle for the shot? And if the director asks, can you do the shot from this angle? And you will be saying like, say no more. Look at this awesome thing by Niall. He's using this normal and creating this awesome shadows that are generally found in animes. Claps right away. Right away. Look at the shadows we are getting in this area. The way it should generally look for consistency in anime. Thanks to BDF, man, BDF. And then this was by Rithik 03D. This one really deserves a longer length of applause. Think of all these people if just they collaborate using platforms like but I will blenderjob.com. They can unite, because what happened with tangent animation, they created this beautiful series and whew, you don't know where they are right now. Carl Poiser. So we need to stick together, because there are people with money and huge yeah, this shot also. It feels like it's out of a Netflix series, like Love, Death and Robots. No. Think of just having a Netflix logo over here and over it Love, Death and Robot, and everyone is like hyped up. Oh my god, what are they coming up with this time? And this really deserves the claps right away. Why? He created this in geometry nodes, and just look at, you can change the, what we can say, you can change the elements over here, any element. Right now he is using vegetables. You can change the curve offset, you can change how far it will be going along the curve. You can switch off and switch on the animation, you can change the offset, you can change the speed, and instead of vegetables you can use toffees, you can use candies, you can use sugar candy, you can use whatever comes to your mind. Yeah! Whoa, yeah. Yeah, it's really nicely, man. Nicely done. It is so nice that he even gave a wobbliness to it. And randomness to the wobbliness. What more do you want in your life, man? What more do you want? This was done by M1YA_G at Blender using geometry nodes, particles. It's not something great, but it just opened my eyes to what can be done using the particle effects, which is mostly used for opening titles of sports events or Olympics or all the different things that can be possible by doing this thing. And Jay Zax created these cute characters, weird ones but cute ones. I really liked the flexing of his artistic skills out there. And then it was this thing, this cute thing. Look at the flint over here, really nicely done. Really nicely done. Mr. J Jax once again coming up with this. Look at how, even if they are odd, it has a visual appeal to it. And Pixar will be like, oh my god, what will I do with Presto? What will I do with Presto? Okay, we will jack up the prices of render farms so that all these people will not be able to compete with us. But they are not the bad guys. They have given us OpenEXR, OpenUSD. They are good guys. Yeah, nice. ZS. This is from the game Journey, which was released for PS4. If I'm not wrong, I'm not wrong. But this has a very cool approach to it. Journey was in desert, and this is in Iceland. Oh no, sorry. Iceland doesn't have a lot of ice. Greenland has a lot of ice. Ayender Lara. Some asked if rolling carpet. Someone asked him if we can do a rolling carpet animation. So he said, let me just flex my hand muscles as well as my neurons at the same time. And this just deserves claps right away. Because he accepted the challenge. He didn't create a challenge for himself. He accepted a challenge and thought of what could be done out of that. Yeah! Yep. And because blenderjob.com is a website that deals with people who create content using open source ecosystem, and in that ecosystem there is also a game engine called Godot game engine. So in that game engine they have incorporated Blender like movement style like G for grab, R for rotate, S for scale right inside the software. And it is a game engine. You can create games with that engine. Casper, Arnclit, Franson. They're not able to compete with the big giants because they are not getting that much of development fund. If you start funding these companies, you can use it as long as you can because these are open source software. No need for license fees ever in your life, and it has a huge backing up of different people from different communities. Begin rotate for R, begin scale using S, begin translate using G. What more do you want in your life, man? So support these softwares, yeah, this one thing I would like to, the developers of Godot engine. And then this is a small Jan van den Hamel for creating beautiful holes.
By beveling a vertex. You can do this by selecting a vertex and pressing Shift-Ctrl-B. Then scroll the mouse wheel up to add more segments. To make it perfectly round, use Loop Tool's circle. Then you can extrude it inwards. This works fine unless you want to use it in a subdivision workflow. In that case, you'll need at least 3 intersecting edge loops. Bevel the vertex in the center. I recommend insetting this selection to add some boundary protection. Then extrude inwards. Connect these vertices by selecting them and pressing J to get all quad topology. Crease or bevel the edges that you want to keep sharp. This geometry can be subdivided without problem, and the hole is perfectly circular.
What more do you want in your life? And by the way, this is Blender Secrets channel on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe to it. This also deserves claps right away. Beautiful. Cartesian Caramel, another angel of geometry nodes. Look at what he has come up this time. He's using physics engine along with the changes in the look of the object. So the gravity is acting right away on the object. Beautiful things are about to come, and he's opening our eyes. This was another thing by ReadyRender, posted by ReadyRender. Imagine if Jack was saved but Titanic was lost and Jack refound the Titanic. Such dreamy and surreal places was created by As a Dream. Just look at this thing with music. This was created by a software which was provided at the price of air. It's our obligation, my obligation, to support this software by BDF, Blender Development Fund. Then we have this as well by Niall, once again showing how custom shadows can be created for animes. Beautifully done. Also, this claps is also applicable for EEVEE. Now, think of a cartoon that is being released on Netflix. Whoa! If I hadn't shown you like this, you wouldn't have believed me that this is not a new series. It feels like 90s cartoon, and it has very nicely captured the feel of it, vibe of it. This thing really nicely done by Siddharth underscore. I hope that's NFT. Look at what he has done using the geometry mode. Someone must have said to Siddharth, like, can you create something that is very hard to live in, and the drainage system of that area would be very difficult to build? Say no more. And I want all that drainage, which is very difficult to manage, pushed into the seawater. Say no more. Really nicely done. Proud of you, man. Proud of you. Proud of you. Then the next thing was this small physics by Ready Render. It is a soft body dynamics, by the way. CG Fukakura CG. Look at what this guy has done. Look at what this guy has done. Oh, it's so beautiful. Beautifully executed by Azar Dream once more, creating these dreamy surreal places. I would like to, first of all, I would like to clap for this thing, and I would like to stop this clapping just so that I could make you listen to the sound design. It looks like I need to go to pee. Yeah. Okay. And speaking of open source ecosystem, this guy used Godot engine, which was released for the price of air. Used Blender engine, you know, it's for the price of air, and also Krita, the software which was released for price of air. We are obliged, it's our duty to support these people. Look at this beautiful thing. Yeah, this was done by Adrian Rowe in Krita. Beautifully done. Give the power to the people, they will create beautiful things. And this was done by Hasil Slug Bunny. Oh, I want to eat you. Or more importantly, I want to eat yours. Don't ask me what. Casper on Clit Franderson once again showing what can be done using the Godot engine inside the open source ecosystem. It's really nicely done. Opening up our eyes to what can be done. Yeah, one more thing by Spymort. He created this thing for Godot engine and couldn't come up with a name. That is the problem of minds. Like, we need to support each another. Be it Blender Development Fund, be it Godot Development Fund, be it Krita Development Fund, be it other open source ecosystem softwares development fund. We need to support these softwares and we need to be there for each other. It's like a strong community, because they come up with these beautiful tools, but they don't know what to name it, or is it going to get marketed enough, or they are like they depend on our support. Basically, they depend on our support. It's like farmers are creating food which is allowing us to live our daily lives, so it is our duty to at least help them financially, because we may not be there for everything that happens in their life. Lucky created this time warping feeling where he changed the direction of the sun and he feels that it gives a very unsettling feeling to him. So it means that there might be a lot of people like him who feel the same way, and this could be used like for a horror type of scene. And this was one click cool setup in Blender Final working. Yeah, this one. Oh, Godot engine, I don't know how to use it. I don't really know Blender. It's very difficult. Say no more. This side is Godot and this side is Blender. One of the side is Blender. I don't know which of the side is going to be in the camera. One of the side is Blender, one of the side is Godot, and you can just push it, publish it. Is it having a very convex shape? Is it having a very concave shape? What kind of physics do you want to add to the object? And just I was flexing up to look what actually this game engine, this Godot game engine can do. Actually, it's a very big community. I didn't know about it. And he created this after being in the Blender environment. Then he came to the Godot engine and he's really loving and feeling very productive about his work. And this is what he came up with. Remember, this is done by very dedicated few people. Imagine what can be done using a team of people who don't need lakhs and lakhs of money. Crores and crores just to get things done. This was also one another thing. People from Godot ecosystem. People have ideas, they just don't have tools. And even if they have tools, and even if they somehow get the tools, it's very difficult for them to pay for those tools. And they can jank up the price whenever they want. This was by Timon Poika. And I think this is multiplayer split screen. I really miss split screen games, man, where two players can play at the same time. Imagine the times I had with my siblings. It was so nice. And this is a very clunky thing, but look at what Jonathan came up with, this clunky game. Means using the mouse, go forward, click and go forward, then click and go forward, and if something comes out, and then remove the bullets. And this is by Rafael Gonzalez. This is by that same software, Godot engine, from the open source ecosystem. You don't need to pay any license fees for all the Godot people. Yeah, this is the right thing for Godot people. They deserve, because these people are showing what that software is capable of. So that was the analytical brain part of developers and the artistic brain part, people of the artistic side of this open source ecosystem. So I would say to your face, BDF yourself as much as possible, because lots and lots of people are supporting these softwares, and these softwares are for us, and it is our duty to make sure that it is for us. Doesn't go in wrong hands. It won't go in wrong hands, but the people who are creating these softwares might get lured. Before they get lured, let them do what they like, but for doing that you need money, and for money you need work, and for work you need people, you need contacts which can provide you money, and for that we need a place where we can interact with all these other people who use these softwares from open source ecosystem. So for that, I would suggest you to visit blenderjob.com. So until then, try to see it, explore it, understand it. Until then, I will see you in the next video.